Okay, so UVI has just announced an update to Mosaiq. Mosaiq 1.5 is now available to download, and this is a really big deal update because this brings into Mosaiq a keyboard mode. Now, if you watch my last video, I made a whole in-depth review on Mosaiq and raved about it because I love all the things that you can do with it. Between its drum kits feature, its chord features, effects features, the ability to customize, mutate, and generate brand new presets within this plugin, all that stuff has just been notched up another level with this brand new keyboard mode that's inside Mosaiq 1.5. And what this allows you to do is play all the instrument presets across your entire keyboard with round robins and extra options for different variations. So as you know, if you watched the last video, you can play the chords across Mosaiq on any preset. So if I just play it, it sounds like this. This is a super gritty bass preset, and it's just playing these chords back. But if I click into the chords panel here, you'll see there's a brand new tab here for keyboard mode. And if I click on it, you see that it's now mapped these sounds up here across the entire keyboard for me to play. So I can play any instrument preset inside of Mosaiq 1.5 across my entire keyboard. So this is what it sounds like. And every time I strike a key, you hear a different sound playback because of the keyboard mode currently it's on is round robin reset. There's a round robin cycle mode as well. It sounds like this. But what I like to do is I like to put it on stacked and choose which of these samples I want to use for my playback. So this is what it sounds like with all the stacks by default. Which sounds really gritty, it sounds really nice. And if I play back what we have in context with this idea I have started inside a machine, this is what it sounds like. Which sounds super heavy, super gritty. I love the way this default preset inside of Mosaiq 1.5 bass grim sounds with this idea I have. So you're no longer confined to the preset chords inside of Mosaiq. You can play them across the entire keyboard, which is a big deal. I know a lot of people had this as a criticism for Mosaiq version 1, so it's nice to see that they've listened and they've added that to Mosaiq 1.5. And you can see here that all of the chords by default are now X'd out because we are now in keyboard mode, which is what this symbol is signifying. So now we're in keyboard mode. We can do whatever we want with it. We can mutate the current preset to get a different flavor of a bass. So if you press this, this is what it sounds like. And if we decide we like that sound, we can always save the preset here with this little hamburger menu, click save preset, and then choose what we want to name it up here. But I'm just going to go ahead and close out of that for now. So far in my experience in Mosaiq 1.5, the keyboard mode has worked flawlessly. The one thing that I would say I'd like to see change with the keyboard mode is that when you're changing presets, it automatically goes back to its default mode, whether you click on any of these different instrument presets or not. There's no way to lock it so it stays inside keyboard mode. So when you're flipping through presets, you essentially have to go in and activate keyboard mode every single time you want to play one of these Mosaiq 1.5 presets inside the keyboard mode. So let me go and show you what I'm talking about. So right now we're in bass grim. If I click the arrow over and it goes to bass impulse, you'll notice we're back to the default setting of having chord presets. If I click out of this, you can see all the chords. We have G5, B5, A5, so on and so forth across the bottom here. And I can play it back normally like it normally is, but it didn't save or allow me to lock it and stay inside keyboard mode. And when I want to use Mosaiq primarily like an instrument, I don't want to have to keep going back into the chord preset, then activate keyboard mode, and then be able to play Mosaiq like an instrument like I'd like to. I'd like to be able to lock this keyboard mode, stay inside keyboard mode, and then continue to flip through the different instrument presets inside Mosaiq 1.5. I mean, with everything else inside of Mosaiq, you really can lock a lot of these different things like the effects chains, chords, key that you're in. So it would be nice if we could actually lock keyboard mode itself and stay in that mode so that when we're flipping through the different basses, different keys, different synth presets, we can just stay in that and we don't have to bounce back into the chord panel and engage it every single time. So let's hear what this bass sounds like. Let's go ahead and mutate that preset. I just love Mosaiq. If you watched my last video, I truly did rave about this plugin because there's just so much on the spot creativity and randomization that you can put this plugin through and get something that's fresh and sounds good as you're playing it back. And now that we have keyboard mode, we can actually treat it like an instrument and play a bunch of different custom things back. We're not stuck on the preset chords. We can play this like a normal plugin now and play whatever we want to our heart's desire. Let's try another bass preset here. That one doesn't fit so well. Let's try another one. Oh, and that's the thing. It didn't sound well because I forgot to engage keyboard mode. So that just supports my idea right there that like it was easy enough for me to like flip through the next preset and forget that I'm not still in keyboard mode. There just needs to be a way to lock that so we don't have to go in and engage that every single time. Ooh, I like that. You can go through and mess with these effects. I'm just messing with the tone settings here. You can change the reverb settings as well. Oh man. See what I mean? Like instant inspiration. That sounds freaking amazing. I'm actually going to save that preset. Let's save this as rattle bass. That's what it kind of sounds like to me. I like how that sounds. And I have this folder I've set up for Mosaiq presets and just click save and we got rattle bass. Got a little bit of a call and response idea going on there. That's pretty cool. You can flip back and forth between convolver on and off and get completely different timbres for a preset right there. I love that. Sounds so good. Okay, so let's pop out of this and try a more softer preset or something more typical you might want to use with like keys or a synth, something that's less aggressive to demonstrate the spectrum of possibility with this new keyboard mode in Mosaiq 1.5. So let me pop into a different idea and try out another preset using keyboard mode. Okay, so I pulled up this really nice chill beat inside of the Crate Cuts machine expansion. And I went into Mosaiq 1.5 here and took a look at the Velvet R&B section and found this really nice nylon flow guitar preset. And I'll just play the chords back so you can hear what it sounds like. It sounds really nice, it has some nice motion to it, but I want to see what the keyboard mode sounds like with this preset. And I have a feeling this is going to sound really good. So if I go onto the chord panel here and activate keyboard mode, you can see that it mapped this all the way across the keyboard. And if I play it back now with the round robin reset mode on, this is what it sounds like. I mean, that sounds super rich to my ears. Man, that sounds so nice. Now you can, like I said before, you can change these stacks to be different. So if you don't want all 4 sounds playing back, you can always preview what they sound like. Maybe for whatever reason, you don't want a higher sound inside of your sample, inside of your keyboard mode playback. So you can just disengage that sample, and now it's just playing these bottom 3 samples. So it sounds really nice, and you can change the toning and the panning for these different samples themselves. And you can kind of hear it panning back and forth now. I've carried the tone down a little bit here to make it more of a lo-fi sound. But yeah, you have all this customization within this new keyboard mode, taking advantage of the already existing features inside of Mosaiq, but now it's mapped across your entire keyboard, allowing to play in whatever you want. It's not just a sequencer or a note phraser that's playing back. This gives you access to the entire keyboard for each one of these instrument presets inside of Mosaiq 1.5. Anyways, guys, I am super stoked about this update. I'm so glad that they're continuing the development for this particular plugin. It really makes me optimistic going forward about UVI's take on Mosaiq specifically. And I'd love to still see things like being able to favorite presets within Mosaiq's browser itself, because honestly, using Falcon's browser is nice. You get these audio previews. And that's all good and great, but in my experience, being able to change presets within here goes so much quicker than using Falcon's built-in browser, because for whatever reason, I think each time you change presets, if it's not within the same genre collection, it loads up the entire plugin as if it's just from scratch all over again. So there's a little bit of a delay in timing when you're changing presets using Falcon's browser. I'd love just to be able to stay inside Mosaiq itself, favorite different presets, and star or heart them on the side, have a collection of presets that are my go-to, and just stay within Mosaiq, because when I'm flipping through presets within Mosaiq, I don't have that delay. It's super quick. It doesn't slow me down. It lets me stay in a flow of creativity that I'm already in and keep my momentum as I go along. Anyways, guys, that's a quick look at Mosaiq 1.5. I'm going to leave a link below if you want to check out Mosaiq. If you haven't already picked it up, take a look at the first video I made for Mosaiq. Like I said, I was super stoked about this, and I'm still currently super stoked about it. I think it's well worth the money because it offers so much. And these are not just standard sounds and presets. These have way more versatility and interest than many different plugins I've already tried on the market. It's still at the top for me, and I want to see UVI do so much more with Mosaiq going forward in the future. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.